Hello, greetings from Dubai, from Grand Hyatt Dubai. I happened to be a student, lifelong learner at the Masterminds Business School, and I was excited and elated to meet one of my lecturers who really opened my mind. He's an executive coach, and I'll allow him to introduce himself. But before that, welcome to This is Dr. Ekrah, where we have conversations about entrepreneurship, leadership, and education and inspiration. Mine is to inspire you. Mine is to educate you as an educationist, and this moment I would love to have that conversation on education with Dr. Larry. Dr. Larry, please introduce yourself so that our viewers can get to know you.
Okay, Hamjambo. My name's Larry Davies, and I actually lived in Kenya a very long time ago. In 1986, I was a teacher in a Harambee school, which I think Harambee schools are gone now, right? But I started my teaching career there, and from there I have lived and worked in about 5 or 6 different countries. And I love teaching, and I like teaching teachers, and I know you are an educator, and an educator is very important for me also.
Oh, fantastic. It's interesting to meet somebody in Dubai and they tell you that I've been in Kenya and I can speak a little bit of Swahili. So it is quite interesting to learn that Dr. Larry can speak a few words in Swahili. That is so nice, Dr. Larry. Please, I would want to ask you a question about how did you become an educator? For somebody who is watching this podcast and in future they would love to become an executive coach that you are, to become a great speaker like you are, to become a great trainer like you are, how did you end up in education?
So I had just graduated college, and I'm from the US originally, but I wanted to see the world. And a good way to do that was to be a teacher. So I became a Peace Corps volunteer. Ukijua watu wa amani?
Amani.
Watu wa amani.
So, in Kenya tunasema amani na uhuru.
Right, oh, okay. Maybe changed it a little bit. So I actually, the first class I ever taught was 66 students in a small school near Naivasha. And so I started there for 2 years, and eventually I decided to stay in teaching because it changed people's lives.
Oh, fantastic.
You have a big impact.
Teachers change people's lives. That's one of the encouragement that you can send to teachers, to people who are working at teachers and feeling like, oh, this career I don't think it is giving me a lot of money. This career I don't think it is giving me a big meal. This career I don't think it is making me celebrated, but we change lives. So how do you feel? How many years of experience in teaching?
I have been in this business now since 1986, so close to 40 years.
Close to 40 years teaching. And you don't feel like doing something else?
I also do teacher training, so I work with teachers to become better teachers. And for about the past 3 years, I moved into executive coaching and executive coaching. So I've been able now to take all the teaching skills I have and transfer them over to work really one-on-one with people who usually they feel stuck about something. So as a coach, I can use the skill of listening, which is a very important teaching skill, and I can help improve the lives of just one person and have a very strong impact on that person. So for me, it's been a really nice evolution, moving from teacher to teacher trainer to executive coach.
Wow, from a teacher to teacher trainer to an executive coach in 40 years.
Yes. So
Wow. Which countries have you been to? Where have you been working those 40 years?
I studied in Kenya, of course, for 2 years. Then I moved to Japan. I went to Japan initially for just 1 year, but I stayed there 13 years. And I became an associate professor of communication studies there. And I really enjoyed it there. Then I moved back to the US, where I started to become a teacher trainer. It was about 20 years ago. And I really enjoy that because I like educational technology. I think educators need to know how to work with technology with their students. It's a little bit about their teaching practice, but it's also knowing how to use technology. So I've spent the last 20 years or so doing this with teachers. And like I say, about 3 years ago, I've shifted just a little to coaching because that's more of a one-on-one relationship.
Oh, fantastic. You inspire me. In 40 years, that's what you've been able to do, to work in all those countries. How was life in Japan? Perhaps there is a Kenyan watching this podcast and would love to do that.
I didn't mention the other countries also. So before I talk about Japan, I also spent 2 years in Saudi Arabia running a project with 150 teachers. And I did a lot of teacher training there. And I've been here in the UAE for 10 years.
For someone who is watching the podcast, UAE is Dubai. In that side of the world, we know it as Dubai. Although we know Dubai is not, is Abu Dhabi, is Sharjah.
So I was in Abu Dhabi for 9 years, but now I'm in Dubai. Now I'm based in Dubai.
Oh, you're based here in Dubai?
Yes.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
live only 15 minutes from where we're standing. So Japan, to go back to your question about Japan, it's a really interesting culture. The language is very hard to learn. Swahili is much more easy to learn.
Swahili is easy to learn.
Yes.
You're making us proud.
Japanese is very difficult and I didn't learn it so well. But I definitely encourage anybody to go to Japan to explore it. They have a lot to offer in terms of the society, of culture, of art, of food, and traveling around the country. There are very different parts in the country. What most people know about Japan is Tokyo and big cities, but Japan also has mountains. It's very mountainous and there's a lot of countryside that is really beautiful. I lived up on the Northern Island, Hokkaido, for about 3 or 4 years there, and it was so beautiful. So if you like nature, Japan's a great place for nature. If you like big cities, Japan's a great place for big cities. If you like natural disasters like volcanoes and earthquakes and
Volcanoes
tsunamis,
and earthquakes, we learned them in geography. In school. So for the geography teacher, they know now where to reference. They need to reference volcanoes in Japan. Now, Dr. Rani, as an executive coach, as a person who has had 40 years of life experience and practical experience, not book experience, what is one advice that you can give a teacher, and what is one advice that you can give to a young person?
in order to be an executive coach?
In order to make it in life.
Okay, so part of leadership, I think the most important thing in leadership is the ability to listen. And I think men are not very good at listening.
Men, did you hear that, Dr. Rari? Just stepped on your toes.
Women are much better at listening, but I think this is the most important skill. Because when you're having a relationship with somebody, if they talk to you and you don't recognize that they have talked to you, this is very demotivational. And the best coaches know how to listen. The top coaching skill is to be able to listen to your client because the client feels stuck in some way. And they're not sure what to do. They're not sure what the solutions are. So as a coach, that's the most important skill is to listen and to repeat what they say and to follow up with certain questions. But as a coach and as a teacher, you need to get away from teaching and you need to get into supportive learning, which is a very different thing. Most teachers around the world think that the teacher knows everything, the teacher is the primary source of information, but teachers need to learn how to step back and be quiet and listen and support students' learning.
I hope teachers have heard. When we went to school, our teachers used to tell us, you're here to be seen, not to be heard. Thanks, Dr. Rari, for helping us with that. What is one thing that you can tell a young person who is watching this podcast and who is feeling like, oh, in African country, oh, I want to travel the world like Dr. Larry. I want to live in multiple countries like Dr. Larry. I really envy your life. You're talking of 13 years experience in Japan. How many years experience in Abu Dhabi, in Saudi Arabia, lived in America? How many years of experience in Dubai? You have really challenged me. And I've only been working in Kenya all my life, but I'm happy about it because I'm still transforming lives. So what is that one thing that you can tell a young person in terms of becoming a global citizen? Because I believe that is global citizenship. What do they expect when they are traveling to multiple countries?
So there's a famous expression: if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you are right. So this is all about mindset. It's all about how you view life and what you're looking at. And some people, they think they can't do something, and then they work so that they can't do it. And that mindset is a negative mindset. You want to stay positive. There is something called the growth mindset. And the most important word that anybody can use is the word yet. So, for example, my Harambe students, as I was in a school, they would say many times, Marino, I am defeated. I cannot do this. Now, back then, I didn't know what to say or do. But if that comes back again and I get a student who says, I can't do this, as a teacher, my best response is to say, okay, you can't do it yet. The magic word, yet.
The word is yet.
Y-E-T.
Y-E-T. I can't do it, but yes, yet. It's now that you're not able to do it, but you will be able to do it.
With work and study and
effort.
reflection and effort and a supportive teacher who's going to support your learning, you'll be able to do anything you want. As long as you think, yes, I'll be able to do this. I can't do it yet, but I'll be able to do it.
I have been lucky to meet you in Dubai and to interact with you and to listen to you, opening my mind, shifting my thinking, and showing me I really didn't know. I really need to know now, to learn, to unlearn, and to keep on learning. That is something that I will never forget. Dr. Larry, if someone wants to interact with you, where will they get you?
My email might be a good starting point.
Yeah, on your social media handles, or your names on social media.
My email is drlarry at drlarry.coach. My website is drlarry.coach. I'm on Instagram, except I don't know if I'm Dr. Larry Coach or Coach Dr. Larry. And I'm on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn, so you can find me there.
Okay, thank you for watching this podcast to the end. I have been excited. This is, I am in Dubai, Grand Hyatt Dubai, after attending an executive MBA class, and I met one of my lecturers and decided I'll not only carry what he taught us in class, I'll also share it with you so that you can view it, you can learn, and you can keep on sharpening your skill. So keep it to our podcast. Please share this podcast with others so that they can learn and we can keep staying inspired, because hope is a multi-billion industry, but you need hope each and every day. But don't forget that hope is not a strategy. You need a strategy. You don't say that I am hopeful things will work. No, you need to do something about it. Thank you.